Okay, now we are recording. Everybody can smile. Question I put up at the top of the screen. Do you feel confident using the Greater Boston Food Bank website? That's what I posted this past Friday at the end of last week. I showed everybody that resource. So I want to hear from anybody who wants to share. How confident do you feel using it? Does everybody feel like they understand it completely? Or if not, I can go through it and we can all do this together.
I didn't have problem. I feel confident.
Okay.
It's easy. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will try to make the foods, the recipes.
Fantastic.
I like that. Yes.
Yes, fantastic. I'm so glad you mentioned the recipes, Glaucian, because one project Adam and I will do later this semester, close to Thanksgiving, is sharing recipes and writing recipes as a class. We did that last year, and it was pretty good.
It's a good way to know about more about the American food and healthy food, and to practice my English.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Now, Glaucian, can you tell everybody on this screen, if you're looking for recipes to cook,
Recipes.
where do you click?
And I don't remember. Click and cook.
That's right. That's right. So if you want to cook and you want to learn a new recipe, when you go to the Greater Boston Food Bank, click and cook. Excellent. Now I'm going to ask somebody else. Now, what if you want to donate food? Like you look in your cabinets, you have 5 cans of Goya beans, and you think, you know what? Maybe I'm not actually going to cook this. Somebody else could use this. Where do you go to donate? If you have a little too much extra and you want to donate it to the Greater Boston Food Bank, where do you go on this website? Somebody besides Glaucian. Does everybody know the word donation? I know, Franklin, you're a clergyman. You're very familiar with donation. Donation.
I can say.
Yes, Guadalupe.
And you have to click on give, ways to give.
Yes, excellent.
And
so for donations, ways to give.
Yes.
Beautiful.
There are options to donate now or monthly.
Yes, excellent. So if you have too much food in your house, or you have a little extra money and you want to give to the Greater Boston Food Bank, you can go to ways to give. Now, what if you need some extra assistance? Where do you go? On this website. If you look in your refrigerator and you think, you know what, I don't get paid for another 10 days. I got 2, 3, 4, 5 kids at home, and I gotta find a way to get some more food in this refrigerator. Where do you click?
I think it's need food.
Yes, excellent. Whoops. Beautiful. That's perfect. So beautiful. So need food. All right. Now, this one I'm not gonna go to the website because that was last week. I'm not gonna walk everyone through it fully, but when you click need food, Glaucian, can you tell everybody what information you put there?
What information? I don't know. Sorry.
Well, it's okay. Need food, you put in your address where you live.
Okay.
And also you can put in your email, and somebody from the food bank will call you and say, and they can get food to your house. or they can put you in touch with the local food pantry there, wherever you live. So if you live, the Greater Boston Food Bank, it's in that, it's like the middle, it's in between South Boston and Dorchester. So I'm in Quincy, it's actually just down 93 near me. But if you live, say, all the way out in central Massachusetts, like Worcester, or if you're all the way south, like in Fall River, they'll put you in touch with a local food pantry where you live. So if you need food assistance. So that's a good resource. And that's why I wanted to go over this today.
I had a question, George.
Yeah, Guadalupe.
I couldn't identify how can you be eligible or to get this food, or you just have to call and they give you the food, or I don't know if you have to.
That's a great question.
Requirements or something.
That's a great question. So you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to what I posted on Friday to answer that question. So here we go. I'm leaving my Google Slides and I'm going back to what I posted this past Friday. So here we go. There we are. So this is what I posted on Friday. And oh, look, we have several comments. Excellent. Natalia, you're very active writing our comments here. And Fernanda, very nice. Excellent. And Marie as well. Glaucian, good job, everybody. So I'm going to walk everybody through here. I'll make the website a little bigger so we can read the words there. All right. So if you click need food, click up here, need food, then what's the best thing you want to do here? It says SNAP enrollment. That's to get your EBT card, which you learned about before. Not everybody qualifies for EBT. It's very likely you make too much money if you have a full-time job. So if you're making too much money to qualify for EBT, you still need a little extra support. You put in your zip code. Who can give me their zip code? And that's the last numbers on your address. Narexi, you live close to me, right? Do you know your zip code?
It's 002-339.
339. All right, here we go.
10.
Yep, 00.
Okay.
0202339. That sounds right.
Exactly.
Yeah, 02339. So when I click, and what this is going to connect you to food pantries and community meal programs. So Norexi and I live in the South Shore area. So this is going to show us programs where we live. Here we go. There we are. Rockland. All right, so that connects us with Rockland Emergency Food Pantry. So if I live in or near Rockland, I can call this one. This is also in Rockland. Bill, and okay, very close to me, Abington, Whitman, Hanson, Pembroke. So all of these are different food pantries that you can contact in your area. Would anyone else like to put the code in to see what's available in their area? Erica, Franklin, Natalia, anybody else want to try?
Teacher O.
Yes.
2150.
50, okay. So Erica, 02150. So Chelsea, all right. And so in Chelsea, you can contact St. Luke's Food Pantry. and a lot, and Everett as well. So near Chelsea, Everett, Bellingham, right? So just north of Boston, all of these different resources. So this is very good. And this is not only good for people who need food assistance, but also if you have extra food that you can give to somebody else. So you could say, if you see something like that, you say, oh, wow, I know where that is. I live, down the street. And you realize that you have food that's you're not going to eat. You can just walk by and say, hey, you'll call, say, do you need a donation? So it's very good. All right.
Perfect.
So that's one way to use the Greater Boston Food Pantry website. All right. So that's, and everybody who left a comment on Friday, great job. And I hope that this, anybody watching this recording is encouraged to start using this website as well for the recipes to cook, resources to find food, and resources to donate food. All right, now moving on, we have a few more students joining us. I have an image in my background, which I've also decided to use right here. This is a painting from France, Jean-François Millet. It's a Millet painting from all the way back in 1857, and it's called the Gleaners. We're going to learn a new word in class that I didn't give you in Google Classroom. So the vocabulary word is gleaning, G-L-E-A-N-I-N-G, gleaning. And this relates to the topic of food waste. Who could tell me what's happening in this painting on the right side of the screen? I've also used it as my background. Anybody, you can raise your hand if you want to tell the story. What's happening?
Working.
Women are working, yes. Is it their job?
They are
slaves.
Slaves? Are they slaves?
In that moment, maybe they are working for survivor.
Survival. Nurexi, you're closer. They're not working for, they're not doing a job. They're not slaves. They are working for survival. What do you mean survival?
It's when you to do a work for keep alive, for eat.
Yeah, to stay alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marie Boisserand,
Yes.
what do you want to say?
Yeah, I think they are collect the food from the ground.
Yes.
They gather the food.
You got it. Yes, Marie. Well done, Marie. That's what is called gleaning. It's collecting food from a farm. Now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to use this resource right here called Google Arts and Culture, which is one of my favorite resources to teach with, because you know how I love to do virtual museums. I'm taking everybody to France right now. So get ready. I hope you brought your passport. We're going to the museum. All right, so here's Google Arts and Culture. And now we are entering the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. Here we are. This is why I'm showing you this resource, because we can zoom into the painting. Watch this. So let's look closer at this painting. So we see these women, and both Nurexi and Marie said they are picking up off the ground. It's wheat. So, and this is what's called gleaning, G-L-E-A-N-I-N-G, gleaning. So that's where the word comes from. Oh,
That is a verb, right? Glean
rice.
verb.
Well, it could be rice. It's most likely, this is France in the 1850s. So it's more likely wheat. More likely wheat, like to make bread. Why would there be so much food on the ground?
Maybe because the wheat was collected with machines, and the machines don't pick up all the wheat, and the people that really are hungry, they pick up the wheat from the floor.
Now, I'm going to zoom in right here. We can really look close. What I love about this resource is as you get close, watch this. You can see the cracks in the paintings. Look at that. It's like you're standing in front of the painting. Is everybody, I don't know if you see it as crystal clear on the detail. You can see all these details. But Guadalupe mentioned maybe there's a machine picking up all the wheat and some is being left. If you look right around here at the top of the painting, this is where all of the wheat is going, right there. So what's happening here?
The rest of the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say?
Let Fernanda finish. What do you mean the rest of the harvest? Well, you're right. It is the rest. Mukta, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I know that what they do means they are collecting all the weeds, and there are bundle of how to say in every string they have a grain of wheat, and they are making a bundle, and they are putting those bundle in aside, and those bundle will go to the where they have an ox. It's like a churner. They will put that bundle on the ground, and that ox will churn around them, and then they will get a grain of wheat from that. So they are doing that.
That's a great description. Mukta was giving us a description of the process of where our bread comes from.
I know that because my maternal grandmom, she lived in a village, so I know the process and I know what they are doing. So it's a harvesting time. They're collecting all the grains strings. They're making a bundle and they're putting on that bullock cart. That bullock cart will to the where they have ox, or maybe not a machinery that time. I don't know they have a machine that time or not, but yeah. So with the ox, by using ox legs on actually feet, and they will get a grain.
We see in this painting, a lot of people are carrying away the grain. We see big mountains of the grain stacked here.
Yeah.
Looking in the picture, I imagine there is nothing to eat.
The harvest is.
Yes, can I say something?
Yeah, Marie had her hand up a little while ago. Yes, Marie.
Yes, I think you said that's a long time ago, on the Middle Age. So
not the Middle Ages. This is 1857, so 19th century.
Okay.
So this is France, 1857.
So I think on that time, people doesn't have machines. So as we have today, but they had to pick everything. They had to make everything by their hand, and that's why you see people grab the food from the farm, and then they have to put them in a chariot and do the work by themselves.
I think Mukta gave us a nice description of how
And other one more thing I want to add,
Mhm.
the women's are picking up. So sometimes what happen when they pick the string of that grain, sometimes that grains fell on the floor. So when the
Yes.
rain comes, so they can again grow. So not to happen that, that's why they're picking each grain from the farm.
Mm. Now, the practice of gleaning, oftentimes farmers would allow people to come to pick up grains, or if it's vegetables or whatever is grown after the harvest. So the workers move the fruit, move the harvest, whatever is grown, to be sold at the market. There's always going to be some leftover, something. And the farmer may allow people to pick up what is left over. And the act of picking up what is left over on the farm is called gleaning. So that's where the word comes from. Now, quick question. Does this happen? Do people still do this today?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
yeah.
Similar.
Absolutely.
But
That's why
I don't know how it's called.
it's actually called gleaning. It's exactly the same. It's the same.
Okay.
It's exactly the same word today. And
But
I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Yes, Mukta.
I want to tell you where people not have a machinery, so where people they can use this manual thing, they do it manually.
Yeah, it's still done exactly the same way. I'm going to show you an example of, actually, I'm going to make sure I optimize for sound and video before I do this. Hang on one second. Okay, resharing my screen, optimize for sound and video. Okay, there it is. This is gleaning for a food pantry in South Carolina. It happens here in Massachusetts, but the video I'm showing you is from South Carolina. So here we go.
Several years ago, 4-H had a program called Hungry to Help, and we're trying to fight food insecurity across the state. And one of the projects that they wanted us to do was gleanings. One of the nice things in Harnett County is we grow a lot of sweet potatoes. And because the farmer is looking for a specific type of potato, he's leaving a lot in the ground. And so we come right behind that farmer after he's got what he wants, and we're picking up the potatoes that he's left on the ground, so it's easy for us to get to. Plus, they have a really nice shelf life for those food pantries. The great thing about Extension being involved with the gleaning is that we have so many different partnerships. Not only are we working with the farmers who's growing the sweet potatoes in the fields, but we've got contacts with the local food pantries and also with the Food Bank of Eastern and Central Carolina, who's coming out here to take these potatoes to 34 different counties.
The people that receive food from the food pantry, I think, appreciate knowing that the food that they receive is coming from the local farmers, and the local farmers show that they care about the citizens who use the food bank or food pantry when they allow us to come glean from their fields in this way.
I know they were talking very fast. You might notice their accents are different from the way people speak in Boston. They speak with Southern accents. So if you travel around the US, you'll notice there are very different regional accents. But gleaning is one of the ways that organizations like the Greater Boston Food Bank will get so much food. Now, why is there oftentimes so much food left on a farm after the harvest? Why would a farmer not sell it?
Because it's not the size that they need for sale.
Yes, exactly. When we go shopping, what do we usually do when we shop?
We choose the better size, the good ones.
Yeah, it's a lot like dating, actually. When you're at a club and you're dancing, you look around, you say, "Oh, he's handsome." Oh, him? No, he's not. No, him? No, he's not very handsome. He's the one. That's the one. We do the same thing when we go shopping. We pick up a tomato and we'll say, "Oh, this is ugly. Oh, no, not this one. No. No. Oh, that's the one. You're coming home with me. So
Yes, it's true.
yeah.
You can choose what is the better for you.
Exactly. So the food production has always had waste. It's nothing new. It's been happening since the agricultural revolution, thousands of years ago. There's always waste. So in many ways, there's really no reason for anybody in the world to be hungry, but it's just a matter of getting that extra food to the people who need it. So let's go into Tristram Stewart's lecture. Now, I saw a lot of your writing, good stuff. I think one of the comments you'll see when you read my comments, a lot of people were just listing with numbers. My question was, identify some of the ways that food is wasted. Some people were just listing 1, 2, 3, 4. The assignment was to just put it together in a concise paragraph. So take a look. I think it's good practice to write in paragraphs, connecting sentences together rather than just making lists. So you might see that in my comments. But I have a question that I put here on the top of the slide. How comfortable do you feel with the TED website? So this is a tech question. Does anybody look at it and say, oh, it's too confusing, I can't do it? Or does everybody say, oh, I know exactly what to do, you know where to click?
I feel very comfortable with the
Okay.
site. I knew if I want to change the velocity because the video was too fast for me, the person, I think he is British, so the accent was different for me. So I could change the velocity of the video, and I could change, and I try to understand without subtitles, but at the third time I put subtitles in English, and I get it.
Me too, Guadalupe.
Now,
Yeah.
Guadalupe, can you show everybody where to slow the video down when you look on the website?
On the next to the engrave,
That's the one.
configuration symbol. That's it.
Yeah, it's that one. It looks like that little wheel turning. So that's where you can slow the video down. This is one I've demonstrated a lot in class, but I think it's good to go over anyway. How do you add subtitles? You can add in English or your language if you like.
George, I don't feel comfortable because the Stuart speak very fast. I confess, so I change the language. I put the Portuguese because I watch it 3 times and any vocabulary different.
Perfect. Fernanda, tell us, how do you change the language, add the subtitles?
After 3 times what I put in Portuguese.
No, but how do you do that? Because I want to make sure everybody knows how to add the subtitles they want.
May I?
Mukta, how do you change the subtitles?
Just round that setting icon, so you just have to click on there, and there you have options. Video, it goes loop wise, or some other options you have. So in that you have to choose the subtitles, and then they will give you English, Arabic, French, Portuguese, and different types of. Then you have to choose which one you want, and then it goes on your video.
Yes, except it's not in the settings icon. The TED website is tricky. They put it on share, actually. So to change the subtitles, you have to go to share. So I'm gonna actually demonstrate right here. I'm gonna click on the website to.
No, but when you sent us, so when I saw on YouTube that, so
okay.
I was able to do that with the
Oh, okay, I think, all right, I'll double check. I might have put it on YouTube, but I want to show everybody how to use I want to show everybody how to do this on the TED website.
George,
So
I
you
have
can-
a question.
Mhm.
Every video has this working like this, because for me it was amazing. I can put slow and use another language, because I saw twice in English, but
Mhm.
later it's difficult for me because he speak fast.
Fast, yeah.
So in the first time I put the subtitle in Spanish. So it was good, because it's easy understand this video. So my question is,
Mhm.
every video has this function, or just this one you share for us?
It depends on the format. Like my videos I put on YouTube will automatically give you an option to slow it down. This in particular on the TED website, there are volunteers who add subtitles in many, many languages. And so to answer your question about the speed, most videos that I use will have an option for speed, and you just want to get in the habit of looking at the settings. So for instance, going down to speed, I'm going to put to a section of the video that I like to use. Okay, so he's
in the same across the world, and yet has
so
anyone
it
seen a
naturally goes
supermarket
to
also?
Chinese, because at my house we speak English and Chinese. But what if I want to change it to another language? So there's the subtitles. If you want, let's put in Spanish. There we go. That's pretty user friendly. Now, it looks like there's only 5 choices. There are many choices. So you can choose your language right there.
Teacher.
Yeah.
I think they don't have
Teacher,
a language.
I feel
Hang on a second. Well, Mukta, which language did you want?
They don't have my language.
Oh, okay. But I'm so glad you mentioned that. So your language is Hindi, right?
Yeah, Hindi.
Okay. So guess what? Guess what? TED Talks are submitted by volunteers. Don't see your language? Help us translate.
Oh, next time.
Mukta,
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
Mukta, they need you. I think you have free time, right? There you go.
Nice.
You have some free time. Excellent.
No,
So
but
yes.
I feel it's a good part. Then that's how I can learn new. I should have to listen those in English, and I go on whatever word I found difficult. I go on Google and I find that way. If I have that convenience, so I maybe go to my language. So I don't think it's necessary for me.
Teacher, I
Yes,
think
Marie.
I feel comfortable with the TED, but because it gives a lot of possibilities, like many options. So I think we have to be careful with it. Why I'm telling that, we are learning English. Sometimes we can feel lazy and that make lots of effort to understand or to read the subject in English. Sometimes we go and change the language. That can be bad sometimes for us.
I think what I think is most important is that everybody learns how to use the tools and accesses it as best they can. Let's see. So if you can understand it in English, great. But if you need that extra help, don't worry about adding subtitles. Here's another option that I want to show everybody. You can share it and download it. If you click download, you can add, it'll be on a video file, an MP4 file. You can add your language right there, download, audio download, and then it will ask you, whoops, never mind. Anyway, I thought there was going to be an ad. I just made a copy I didn't need to there. I'm going to cancel the download. So oftentimes, if you don't see the subtitle option, sometimes they will give you options for subtitles or just closed captions. It'll say CC when you download it. So I hope that helps everybody using this tool. Now I want to ask you about the talk itself, and that will lead into our discussion for breakout rooms. What is happening in all of these photos? Who could tell me? Raise your hand if you got the answer.
Teacher,
Mhm.
in Ecuador,
Yeah.
bananas are discarded because don't have the standard, the supermarket standard.
Yes, so this one's
But
Ecuador. Perfect.
it's good for the for it. It's good, but
Yep.
it's not. It not don't look like good for
Right.
supermarket.
Exactly. So the bananas just don't look very attractive, so they're going to be thrown away. Good. Who knows what this picture is?
The second picture is a factory. I don't remember where is the place, the country, but
Bread factory. Yeah.
yes, it's when you buy the bread in a slice, you discard first and last. I don't know if it's good say that.
Yes.
Nobody know who to go. That's this. It's
Yes.
yeah. So it's
Exactly.
wow. For me, it's, a surprise. It was surprise for me. Nobody eat in the factory. It's throw away. And
Yep.
many house to do this. So a lot of food waste.
Exactly. So what Norexia is talking about is that's a bread factory, and they slice the bread, and if it's going to a sandwich shop or something like that, that first piece of bread and the last piece of bread gets thrown away.
Oh,
The third picture,
Mhm.
the third picture is like some potatoes, since too small, they are not in standard shapes or size to
Yes.
sell to the supermarket. They end up in bins.
That's right. The this picture was after the potatoes. These are called parsnips, which is kind of like a carrot, but that was in England, and this one's right here in the U.S. Anybody, you can see right there. I have the closed captions on.
Bad quality, the orange in Florida.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, oranges in Florida. So all of these fruits and vegetables that don't look good enough for people to buy in supermarkets will just be left behind on the farm. So for breakout rooms, I was going to add these pictures, but I didn't copy them to the next slide. It's okay. I'll just put it right here. Discuss some of Tristan's photographs from around the world. And here's the question for breakout rooms. What are some better ways to prevent food waste? So that's the question I'm going to ask everyone to discuss in your breakout rooms. What are better ways to prevent food waste? So he gave a few solutions in his lecture, but you can talk about this with each other. There are solutions from the Greater Boston Food Bank, but I'd like you to talk about it, come up with ideas on your own. Okay, so that's the question. Everybody tell me when you're ready and I'll put you into breakout rooms.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. right, you can join your breakout room.